Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Numbers 14 to 18, Proverbs 18, and Psalm 139. Let's get started. That night, all the members of the community raised their voices. They wept out loud. The Israelites spoke against Moses and Aaron. The whole community said, "We wish we had died in Egypt or even in this desert. Why is the Lord bringing us to this land? We are going to be killed by a sword. Our enemies will capture our wives and children. Wouldn't it be better for us to go back to Egypt?" He said to them, "We should choose another leader. We should go back to Egypt." Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces to the ground. They did in the front of the whole community of Israel gathered. Joshua the son of Nun tore his clothes. So did Caleb the son of Jephunneh. Joshua and Caleb were two of the men who had checked out the land. They spoke to the whole community of Israel. They said, "We passed through the land and checked it out. It's very good. If the Lord is pleased with us, He will lead us into that land. It's a land that has plenty of milk and honey. He will give it to us. But don't refuse to obey Him. And don't be afraid of the people of the land. He will swallow them up. The Lord is with us, so nothing can save them. Don't be afraid." But all the people talked about killing Joshua and Caleb by throwing stones at them. But then the glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of meeting. All the Israelites saw it. The Lord said to Moses, "How long will these people not respect me? How long will they refuse to believe me? They refuse even though I have done many signs among them. So I'll strike them down with a flood. I will destroy them, but I will make you into a greater and stronger nation than they are." Moses said to the Lord, "Then the Egyptians will hear about it. You use your power to bring these people out from among them, and the Egyptians will tell the people who live in Canaan about it. Lord, they have already heard a lot about me. They've heard that you are with these people. They've heard that you have seen them face to face. They've been told that your cloud stays over them. They've heard that you go in front of them in a pillar of cloud by day. They've been told that you go in front of them in a pillar of fire at night. Suppose you put all these people to death and leave none alive. Then the nations who have heard these things about you will talk. They'll say, 'The Lord promised to bring these people to the land of Canaan, but He wasn't able to bring them into it, so He killed them in the desert. Now, Lord, show your strength.' You will say, 'I am the Lord. I am slow to get angry. I am full of love. I forgive those who sin. I forgive those who refuse to obey. But I do not let guilty people go without punishing them. I cause the sin of the parents to affect their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Lord, your love is great. So forgive the sin of these people. Forgive them just as you have done from the time they left Egypt until now." The Lord replied, "I have forgiven them just as you are. You can be sure that I live. You can be just as sure that my glory fills the whole earth. And here's what you can be just as sure of. Not one of these people will see the land I have promised to give them. They have seen my glory. They have seen the signs I did in Egypt, and they have seen what I did in the desert. But they did not obey me. They have tested me 10 times. So not even one of them will ever see the land I promised to give to their people longer. The person who has not respected me will never see it. But my servant Caleb has a different spirit. He follows me with his whole heart. So I'll bring him into the land." He went in. And soon after him he landed. The Amalekite and the Canaanites are living in the valleys. So turn back tomorrow. Start out toward the desert. Go along the way that leads to the Red Sea. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "How long will this evil community speak against me? I have heard these Israelites talk about how unhappy they are. So tell them, here's what I am announcing. I am the Lord. You can be sure that I live. And here's what you can be just as sure of. I will do to you the very thing I have heard you say. You will die in this desert. Every one of you 20 years old or more will die. Every one of you who is counted in the list of the people will die. Every one of you who has spoken out against me will be wiped out. I lifted up my hand and promised to make this land but now not all of you will enter the land. Caleb the son of Jephunneh will enter. So will Joshua the son of Nun. They are the only ones who will enter the land. You say, You said that your enemies would capture your children, but I will bring your children in to enjoy the land you've turned your backs on. As for you, you will die in the desert. Your children will be shepherds here for 40 years. They'll suffer because you are not faithful. They'll suffer until the last of your bodies lies here in the desert. For 40 years you will suffer for your sins. That is 1 year for each of the 40 days you checked out the land. You will know what it is like to have me against you. I, the Lord, have spoken. I will surely do these things to this entire community of Israel. They have joined together against me. They will meet their end in this desert. They will die here. So the Lord struck down the men Moses had sent to check out the land. They had returned and had spread a bad report about the land, and that had made the whole community speak out against Moses. Those men were to blame for spreading the bad report. So the Lord struck them down. They died of a plague. Not only 2 of the men who went to check out the land remained alive. One of them was Joshua, the son of Nun. The other was Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. Moses reported to all the Israelites what the Lord had said, and they became very sad. Early the next morning, they set out for the highest point in the hill country. We've sinned, they said. Now we are ready to go up to the land the Lord promised to give us. But Moses said, why aren't you obeying the Lord's command? You won't succeed, so don't go up. The Lord isn't with you. Your enemies will win the battle over you. The Amalekites and the Canaanites will meet you on the field of battle. You've turned away from the Lord, so he won't be with you. You will be killed by swords. But they wouldn't listen. They still went up toward the highest point of the hill. They did even though Moses didn't move from the camp. They went even through the ark of the Lord's covenant. They went even though the ark of the Lord's covenant didn't move from the camp. And then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down. They attacked the Israelites. They won the battle over them. They chased the Israelites all the way to Horn. Here's what the Lord said to Moses. Say to the Israelites, you are going to enter the land I am giving you as a home. When you do, you will present food offerings to the Lord. The animals must come from your herd or flock. The smell of the offerings will please the Lord. They can be either burnt offerings or sacrifices. They can be either special promises or for feast offerings, or they can be for offerings you choose to give. With each of the offerings, the person who brings it must present to the Lord a grain offering. It must be 8 cups of the fine flour. It must be mixed with the quart. It must be mixed with the quart of olive oil. Next, to prepare a quart of wine as a drink offering. You must present it with each lamb that you bring for the burnt offering or the sacrifice. Prepare a grain offering to present along with the ram. The grain offering must be 16 cups of the finest flour. It must be mixed with 2.5 pints of olive oil. You must bring 2.5 pints of wine as a drink offering. Offer everything that is a smell that pleases the Lord. Suppose you prepare a young bull as a burnt offering or sacrifice. You prepare it to keep a special promise to the Lord, or you prepare it to present as a friendship offering. Then bring a grain offering with the bull. The grain offering must be 24 cups of the fine flour. It must be mixed with 2 quarts of olive oil. Also bring 2 quarts of wine as a drink offering. It will be a food offering. Its smell will please the Lord. Each bull or ram must be prepared in the same way. Each lamb or young goat must also be prepared in that way. Do it for each animal. Do it for as many animals as you prepare. If one in Israel must do those things in that way, he must do them when he presents a food offering. The smell of offerings like that pleases the Lord. Everyone must always do what the Lord requires. It does not matter whether they are an outsider or anyone else living among you. They must do exactly as you do when they present a food offering. The smell of offerings like that pleases the Lord. The community must have the same rules for you and for any outsider living among you. This law will last for all time to come. On the side of the law applies both to you and any outsider. The same laws and rules will apply to you and to any outsider living among you. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites, say to them, you are going to enter the land I am taking you to. You will eat its food. When you do, present part of it as an offering to the Lord. Present a loaf made from the first flour you grind. Present it as an offering from the threshing floor. You must present the offering to the Lord. You must present it from the first grain you grind. You must do it for all time to come. Suppose you as a community fail to keep any of the commands of the Lord gave Moses, and suppose you do it without meaning to. That applies to any of the commands the Lord told Moses to give, and they are in effect from the day the Lord gave them and for all time to come. Suppose the community sins without meaning to, and suppose they do not know they have sinned, then the whole community must offer a young bull. They must sacrifice it for a burnt offering. Its smell will please the Lord. Along with it, they must offer its required grain offering and drink offering. They must also sacrifice a male goat for a sin offering. With it, the priest will pay for the sin of the whole community of Israel. Then they will be forgiven. They did not mean to commit that sin. When they presented to the Lord a food offering for the wrong thing they did, they brought a sin offering with it. The Lord will forgive the whole community of Israel and the outsiders living among them. All the people had a part in the sin, even though they did not mean to do it. But suppose just one person sins without meaning to, then that person must bring a female goat for a sin offering. It must be a year old. With it, the priest will pay for the person's sin in front of the Lord. The priest will do it for the one who did wrong by sinning without meaning to. When the sin is paid for, that applies to that person will be forgiven. Sin will apply to everyone who sins without meaning to. It does not matter whether they are an Israelite or an outsider. But suppose someone sins on purpose. It does not matter whether they are an Israelite or an outsider. They speak evil things against the Lord. They must be separated from the community of Israel. They have not respected what the Lord has said. They have broken the Lord's commands. They must certainly be separated from the community. They are still guilty. The Israelites learned this. One Sabbath day, the people saw a man gathering wood. They brought him to Moses and Aaron and the whole community. They kept him under guard. It wasn't clear what should be done to him. Then the Lord said to Moses, "The man must die. The whole community must kill him by throwing stones at him. They must do it outside the camp." So the people took the man outside the camp. There they killed him by throwing stones at him. They did just as the Lord commanded Moses. The Lord said to Moses, "Say to the Israelites, you must make tassels on the corners of your place. A blue cord must be on each tassel. You must do it for all time to come. You will have the tassels to look at. They will remind you to obey all the Lord's commands. Then you will be faithful to them. You will not chase after what your own hearts and eyes wish for. You will remember to obey all my commands, and you will be set apart for your God. I am the Lord your God. I brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God." Korah was the son of Ishmael, the son of Kohath. Kohath was the son of Levi. Korah and certain men from the tribe of Reuben turned against Moses. The men from Reuben were Dathan, Abiram, and On. Dathan and Abiram were the sons of Eliab. On was the son of Peleth. All those men rose up against Moses, and 250 men of Israel joined them. All of them were known as leaders in the community. They had been appointed as members of the ruling body. They came as a group to oppose Moses and Aaron. They said to Moses and Aaron, "You have gone too far. The whole community is holy. Everyone in it is holy, and the Lord is with them. So why do you put yourselves above the Lord's people?" When Moses heard what they had said, he fell with his face to the ground. Then he spoke to Korah and all his followers. He said, "In the morning the Lord will show who belongs to him. He will show who is holy. He will bring that person near him. He will bring the man he chooses near him. Korah, here's what you and all your followers must do. Get some charred coals for burning incense. Tomorrow put burning coals and incense in them. Offer it to the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy. You Levites have gone too far." Moses also said to Korah, "Listen, you Levites. The God of Israel has separated you from the rest of the community of Israel. He has brought you near him to work at the Lord's holy tent. He has given you to the people so that you can serve them. Isn't that all that enough for you? He has already brought you and all the other Levites near him. But now you want to be priests too. You and all your followers have joined together against the Lord. Why are you telling Aaron you aren't happy with him? Then Moses sent for Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eli. But they said, we won't come. You have brought us out of the land that is plenty of milk and honey. You have brought us here to kill us in the desert. Moses says, isn't that enough? Now do you also want to act as if you are ruling over us? Besides, you haven't brought us into a land that has plenty of milk and honey. You haven't given us fields and vineyards of our land. Do you want to treat these men like slaves? No, they won't come. Then Moses became very angry. He said to the Lord, don't accept their offering. I haven't taken even a donkey from them. In fact, I haven't done anything wrong to any of them. Moses said to Korah, you and all your followers must stand in front of the Lord tomorrow. You must appear there along with Aaron. Each man must get his shower cup. He must put incense in there. There will be a total of 250 incense cups. Each man must bring his cup to the Lord. You and Aaron must also bring your cups. So each of them got his cup. He put burning coals and incense in it. All the men came with Moses and Aaron. They stood at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Korah gathered all his followers together at the entrance to the tent. They praised Moses and Aaron. Then the glory of the Lord appeared to the whole community. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, separate yourselves from these people. Then I can put an end to all of them at once. When Moses and Aaron fell with their faces to the ground, they cried, God, you are the God who gives life and breath to all living things. Will you be angry with the whole community when only one man sins? Then the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, tell the community, move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Moses got up. He went to Dathan and Abiram. The elders of Israel followed him. Moses warned the community. He said, move away from the tents of these evil men. Don't touch anything that belongs to them. If you do, the Lord will sweep you away because of all their sins. So they moved away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had already come out. They were standing at the entrances to the tents. Their wives, children, and their ones were standing there with them. Then Moses said, what is about to happen wasn't my idea. The Lord has sent me to do everything I'm doing. Here's how you all know I'm telling the truth. These men won't die a natural death. Something will happen to them that doesn't usually happen to people. If what I'm telling you doesn't happen, then you'll know that the Lord hasn't sent me. But the Lord will make something totally new happen. The ground will open its mouth and swallow them up. It will swallow up everything that belongs to them. They will be buried alive. When that happens, you will know that these men have disrespected the Lord. As soon as Moses finished saying these words, what he had said came true. The ground under them broke open. It opened its mouth. It swallowed up those men. In fact, it swallowed up everyone who lived in their houses. It swallowed all Korah's men, and it swallowed up everything they owned. They went down into the grave of life. Everything they owned went down with them. The ground closed over them, and they died. And so they disappeared from the community. All the Israelites around them heard their cries. They ran away from them. They shouted, the ground is going to swallow us up too. Then the Lord sent down fire. It burned up the 250 men offering the incense. The Lord said to Moses, speak to Eleazar the priest. He is the son of Aaron. Remind him that the shallow cups are holy. He must take them out of the ashes. He must scatter the burning coals away from them. The men who sin use those cups, and it cost them their lives. Hammer the cups into bronze sheets that will cover the altar. The cups were offered to the Lord. They have become holy. Let them serve as a warning to the Israelites. So the priest Eleazar collected the bronze incense cups. They had been brought by the men who had been burnt to death. He had them hammered out to cover the altar. He did just as the Lord had directed him to do. He did just as the Lord had directed Moses to tell him to do. The covering would be a reminder to the Israelites. It would remind them that no one except a son of Aaron should come and burn incense to the Lord. If people other than priests did that, they would become like Korah and his followers. The next day, the whole community of Israel told Moses and Aaron they weren't happy with them. You have killed the Lord's people, they said. A community gathered together to oppose Moses and Aaron. The people walked toward the tent of meeting. Suddenly the cloud covered it. The glory of the Lord appeared. Then Moses and Aaron went to the front of the tent of meeting. The Lord said to Moses, "Get away from these people. Then I can put an end to them all at once." And Moses and Aaron fell with their faces to the ground. Moses said to Aaron, "Take your incense cup, put incense in it, and put burning coals from the altar in it. Then hurry to the people and pray for their sin. The Lord has begun to show his anger. The plague has started." So Aaron did as Moses said. He ran in among the people. The plague had already started among them. But Aaron offered the incense and paid for their sin. He stood between those alive and those dead, and the plague stopped. But 14,700 people died from the plague. That doesn't include those who had died because of what Korah did. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance to the tent of meeting. The plague had stopped. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites. Get 12 walking sticks from them. Get one from the leader of each of Israel's tribes. Write the name of each man on his walking stick. Write Aaron's name on Levi's walking stick. There must be one stick for the head of each of Israel's tribes. Put the walking sticks in the tent of meeting. Place them in front of the ark where the tablets of the covenant will look at. That is where I meet with you. The walking stick that belongs to the man I choose will begin to grow new shoot. The Israelites were never happy with what you did, so I'll put an end to what they are saying." So Moses spoke to the Israelites. The leaders gave him 12 walking sticks. They gave him one for the leader of each of Israel's tribes. Aaron's walking stick was among them. Moses put the sticks in front of the Lord in the tent where the tablets of the covenant were kept. The next day, Moses entered the tent. He looked at Aaron's walking stick. It stood for the tribe of Levi. Moses saw that it had begun to grow new shoots. It had also produced buds and flowers and almonds. Then Moses brought out all the walking sticks from in front of the Lord. He brought them to all the Israelites. They looked at them, and each man took his own walking stick. The Lord said to Moses, "Put Aaron's walking stick back in front of the ark, where the tablets of the covenant will lock it. The stick will be kept there as a warning to those who refuse to obey. They are never happy with what I do. Aaron's walking stick will put an end to what they are saying. Then they will not die." Moses did just as the Lord commanded him. The Israelites said to Moses, We'll die. We are lost. All of us are lost. Anyone who even comes near the Lord's holy tent will die. Are all of us going to die? The Lord spoke to Aaron, and he said, "You, your sons, and your family are in charge of the sacred tent. You will be responsible for the sins connected with the tent, and you and your sons alone will be responsible for the sins connected with the office of priest. Bring the Levites from your tribe to join you. They will help you when you and your sons serve at the tent of meeting. That is where the tablets of the covenant law are kept. The Levites will work for you. You must do everything that needs to be done at the tent, but they must not go near anything that belongs to the sacred tent, and they must not go near the altar. If they do, they and you will die. They will help you take care of the tent of meeting. They will join you in all the work at the tent. No one else can come near you there. You will be responsible for taking care of the sacred tent and the altar. Then I will not be angry with the Israelites again. I myself have chosen the Levites. I have chosen them from among the Israelites. They are a gift to you. I have set them apart to do the work at the tent of meeting. But only you and your sons can serve as priests. Only you and your sons can work with everything at the altar and behind the curtain. I am letting you serve as priests. It is a gift from me. Anyone else who comes near the sacred tent must be put to death." Then the Lord spoke to Aaron. He said, "I have put you in charge of the offerings brought to me. The Israelites will give me holy offerings. I will give all their offerings to you and your sons. They are the part that belongs to you. They are your share for all time to come. You will have a part for the very holy offering. Is the part not burned in the fire? That part belongs to you and your sons. You will have a part of all the gifts that the people bring me as very holy offerings. It does not matter whether they are grain offerings or sin offerings or guilt offerings. Eat your part as something that is very holy. Every male will eat it. You must consider it as holy. Part of the gift that is like spring, as wave offerings will be set aside. That part will belong to you. I will give it to you and your sons and daughters. It is your share for all time to come. Everyone in your home who is clean can eat. I'll give you all the finest olive oil and grain the people give me, and I'll give you all the finest fresh wine they give me. They give all those things as the first share of their harvest. All the first shares of the harvest they bring me will belong to you. Everyone in your home who is clean can eat. Everything in Israel that is set apart to me belongs to you. Offer to me every male born first to its mother. It belongs to you. That includes humans and animals alike. But you must buy back every older son. Suppose certain animals are unclean, then you must buy back every male born first to its mother. When they are a month old, you must buy them back. You must pay the price to buy them back. The price is set 2 ounces of silver. They must be weighed out according to the standard weight used in the sacred tent. But you must not buy back any male cow, sheep, or goat born first. They are holy. Splash their blood against the altar and burn their fat as a food offering. Its smell pleases me. The meat will belong to you. It is just like the breast and the right thigh of the wave offering. Those parts belong to you. Part of the holy offering that Israelites bring to me will be set aside. No matter what it is, I will give it to you and your sons and daughters. It is your share for all time to come. It is a covenant of salt from me. The salt means that the covenant will last for all time to come for you and your children. The Lord spoke to Aaron. He said, you will not receive any part of the land I am giving to Israel. You will not have any share among them. I am your share. I am what you will receive among the Israelites. The Israelites will give me 1/10 of everything they produce, and I will give it to the Levites. They serve at the tent of me. I'll give them the 1/10 of the work they do there. From now on, the Israelites must not go near the tent of me. If they do, they will be punished for their sin. They will die. The Levites will do the work at the tent of me. They will be responsible for any sins connected with the tent. This is the law that will last for all time to come. The Levites will not receive any share among the Israelites. Instead, I will give the Levites the 1/10 as their share. It is the 1/10 that the Israelites bring me as an offering. That is why I said that the Levites would not have any share of land among the Israelites. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the Levites. Say to them, you will receive the 1/10 from the Israelites. I'll give it to you as your share. When I do, you must give a 1/10 of that 1/10 as an offering to the Lord. Your offering will be considered as if you gave grain from a threshing floor. It will be considered as juice from a winepress. In that way, you will also bring an offering to the Lord. You will bring it from the 1/10 you receive from the Israelites. You must give the Lord's part to the priest Aaron. You must bring it from the 1/10 you receive. You must bring to the Lord a part of everything given to you. It must be the best and holiest part. Say to the Levites, you must bring the best part. Then it will be considered as if you gave grain for a threshing floor, and will be considered as juice from a winepress. You and your families can eat the rest of it anyway. It is your pay for your work at the tent of meeting. Bring the best part of what you receive. Then you will not be guilty of holding anything back. You will not make the holy offerings of the Israelites unclean. You will not die. Proverbs 18. A person who isn't friendly looks out only for themselves. They appear to have good sense by starting fights. Foolish people don't want to understand. They take delight in saying only what they think. People hate when evil comes, and they refuse to honor those who bring shame. The words of a person's mouth are like deep water, but the fountain of wisdom is like a flowing stream. It isn't good to favor those who do wrong. That would keep justice from those who are guilty. What foolish people say leads to arguing. They are just asking for a beating. The words of foolish people drag them down. They are trapped by what they say. The words of anyone who talks about others are like tasty bites of food. They go deep down inside you. Anyone who doesn't want to work is like someone who destroys. The name of the Lord is like a strong tower. Godly people run to it and are safe. The wealth of rich people is like a city that makes them feel safe. They think of it as a city with walls that can't be climbed. If a person's heart is proud, they will be destroyed. So don't be proud if you want to be honored. To answer before listening is foolish and shameful. A cheerful spirit gives strength, even during sickness. but you can't keep going if you have a broken spirit. Those whose hearts understand what is right get knowledge. That's because the ears of those who are wise listen for it. The gift opens the door and helps the giver meet important people. Then quote the first one to speak seems right. Then someone else comes forward and questions him. Casting lots will put a stop to argument. It will keep the strongest enemies apart. A broken friendship is harder to handle than a city with high walls around. And arguing is like the locked gates of my city. Because of what they say, a person can fill their stomach. What their words produce can satisfy. Your tongue has the power of life and death. Those who love to talk will eat the fruit of their words. The one who finds a wife finds what is good. You receive favor from the Lord. Poor people beg for mercy, but rich people answer in a mean way. A person with unfaithful friends soon comes to ruin, but there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Psalm 139. Lord, you've seen what is in my heart. You know all about me. You know when I sit down and when I go down. You know what I'm thinking, even though you are far away. You know when I go out to work and when I come back home. You know exactly how I live. Lord, even before I speak, you know all about it. You are all around me, behind me, and in front of me. You hold me safe in your hand. I'm amazed at how well you know. It's more than I can understand. How can I get away from your spirit? Where can I go to escape from you? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I lie down in the deepest parts of the earth, you are also there. And suppose I were to rise with the sun in the east. Suppose I travel to the west where it sinks into the ocean. Your hands would always be there to guide me. Your right hand would still be holding me close. Suppose I were to say, I'm sure the darkness will hide me. The light around me will become as dark as night. Even that darkness would not be dark to you. The night would shine like day, because darkness is like light too. You created the deepest parts of my being. You put me together inside my mother's body. How you made me is amazing and wonderful. I praise you for it. What you have done is wonderful. I know that very well. None of my bones were as hidden from you when you made me inside my mother's body. That place was as dark as the deepest parts of the earth. While you were putting me together there, your eyes saw my body even before it was formed. You planned how many days I would live. You wrote down the number of them in your book. Before I had lived through even one of them. God, your thoughts are about me are priceless. No one can possibly add them all up. If I could count them, they would be more than the grains of sand. If I were to fall asleep counting and then wake up, you would still be there with me. God, I wish you would kill the people who are evil. I wish those murderers would get away from me. They are your enemies. They misuse your name. They misuse it for their own evil purposes. Lord, I really hate those who hate you. I really hate those who rise up against you. I have nothing but hatred for them. I consider them to be my enemies. God, see what is in my heart. Know that it is there. Test me. Know what I'm thinking. See if there's anything in my life you don't like. Help me live in the way that is always right. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as you also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.